My name is Stephen Toops, and I am the chairman of the Our Lady of the Lake Finance Council. I, along with Amy Coco, who's our parish manager, and Justin Cropper, who's our finance coordinator, will be coordinating the budget process for Our Lady of the Lake for our upcoming fiscal year. So why do we prepare a budget? Well, basically, we prepare a budget to make sure that we are being good stewards of the financial resources that have been entrusted to us, to our parish. A couple of things before we get started. First of all, as a reminder, our parish's fiscal year begins on July 1st every year. So our fiscal year ends every June 30th. So we are preparing the budget for the fiscal year, which will end next June of 2026. We are right now in what we call fiscal year ending 2025, which means, again, the fiscal year that ends at the end of June. The second thing that's important to remember is that we prepare our budget basically on a cash basis. So even though, for example, your ministry may have an event in June, if you sell tickets in April and May, we will actually record the income for those items when those tickets are sold. One very important date to remember about our budget process is June 19th. So on June 19th, the budget templates are due back to Justin Cropper, who's again our finance coordinator at Our Lady of the Lake. Justin's contact information, as well as my contact information, is in the memo that you should have gotten through Flocknote. So through Flocknote, you should have gotten a memo on our budget process and some tips on how to prepare it. You should have also gotten your budget template. In addition, you should have gotten an example budget template, the one that I'm going to walk through right now for a fictional ministry that I have called Oremus. So let's walk through this fictional budget template now. So down the left-hand side, you will see that we have some accounts where various items for Oremus's activities are being recorded. So their income items are going to be recorded under account 4310, and their ministry items are going to be accounted for under account 5257. So Oremus has a retreat, which they do every year, and they also have donations, which actually they raise through a garage sale. And then they have some office expenses and some expenses of putting on the retreat that it puts on. So all of the items on here come directly from our financial statement. So as I walk all the way to the left of the spreadsheet, what you have is we have provided the last 2 fiscal years plus 9 months of activity for your particular ministry to help you in preparing your budget. So this is the historical information about what has been spent in your budget since July of 2022. So again, the fiscal year that ends, we have information for the fiscal year that ends June 2023. We have the next year, which ends in June 2024. And then we have the 9-month period that starts in July of 2024 and goes through March of 2025. That was the latest information we had when we prepared the budget templates. So again, you've got 2 full fiscal years plus the most recent 9 months of activity to help you in preparing the budget. So I'm going to go all the way to the left on our template, and I'm going to scroll down. So what is very important for us is to not only capture dollars, but capture the activities that are generating or spending the dollars in the parish. So the salmon-colored fields are examples that I have put in to help you prepare your ministries, your department's budget. So in this area, and below this area, actually, we want you to, again, put any metrics, your anticipated receipts, anticipated expenditures, etc. So for the example that I have put together, I used donut Sundays, a retreat, and then Ultra Server retreat, and then a golf tournament. So I'm going to walk you through those examples, and we'll walk you through actually what Oremus put on their budget template. So the examples are underneath where you're going to actually complete the budget, which starts in column AX. So, most months they only have one donut Sunday and it costs them $400. Some months they have two donut Sundays and it costs them $400 a piece, which means $800. And these items, again, can be linked to the spreadsheet in the budget, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. For the retreat, they put how many are going to be held each month, how many participants they anticipate getting, what's the retreat fee per participant, what the expenses are going to be per participant, and then so a total of what the receipts are going to be and what the expenditures are going to be for the retreats. Ultra Server retreat. We got lunch, we got some materials, we got total spending of again, in this case, a fictional $700. For a golf tournament, we put the number of golfers, how much sponsorship we anticipate getting in, what's the registration fee per golfer, how much the cost per golfer is, how much we anticipate spending in food costs, signage costs. So what are our total receipts that we're going to get in, which again is a formula here that multiplies the number of golfers by the registration fee. And then what the costs are going to be for the particular tournament. So again, those are examples of the level of detail we would like for you to provide to us about what's going on in your ministry. So I'm going to scroll down and look at exactly what Oremus put together when they completed their budget template. So they estimated their office supplies and printing costs would be about $90 a month, which gets linked to the budget template item up top under account 5257X1 for $90 a month. Scrolling back down, when it came time to budget for their retreat, again, we're going to have one retreat during the month of October. We anticipate there's going to be 30 people. The retreat fee will be $65 per participant, or expenses will be $30 per participant, leading to a total retreat receipts of $1,950 and total expenses of $900. So you can see they linked those amounts up to their budget template, and on both the receipt side and on the retreat income side and the retreat expenses side. So in your budget templates, you will see clearly marked the items in yellow. That's where we want you to fill in information. We want you to fill in information in the yellow sections of your template. One more thing for the Oremus template, they estimated that they would collect $6,500 in donations for their garage sale, which they put in their template as well. So kind of scrolling back to the left, what you can see is data, historical information summarized that'll help you in preparing those budget items that we're going to put in columns AX through BI. Again, monthly columns of the receipts and expenditure items. So scrolling back, you can actually see that, the retreat made $1,000 in fiscal 23. It made $1,200 in fiscal 24. They haven't had it yet in fiscal 25, and they're anticipating that it's going to be $1,950 in fiscal 26. Same basic item for retreat expenses and donations from the garage sale, $5,023, $4,524, so far 2025, $5,250, and then they're budgeting $6,500 for next year. So once completing the template, we're not anticipating that this should take you a substantial amount of time. Justin and I are here to help. Justin and my contact information is included in the memo that I indicated previously that you will be getting via Flotnote. But a good kind of step process, which is also in the template, also in the memo for preparing your template, is read that budget memo a couple of times. It really has some good information in it. Go back and look at your historical spending, which again is in columns, starting in column F through column AL. If you have questions about your historical spending, Justin's the person you want to reach out to about what was recorded, what the items are that are in there, etc. And then the next step that we're encouraging you to do is to complete this work area. Complete this work area and detail out the things that are going, or which your ministry is going to do, and the dollars and cents associated with those items. And then once you have completed those items, kind of link those items up into your budget template. Once you get that done, you're pretty much done. So again, thank you for all you do for Our Lady of the Lake. Our Lady of the Lake would not be the same without you. And doing our budget and the part that you and others around the parish will play will ensure that we can live out our mission of being a faith-based community that forms and equips intentional disciples who know, love, and serve Jesus Christ and one another. Thank you.